Good morning, Neil here with the Off the Lip radio show, my series Who's Who in Santa Cruz, and I'm here with my friend Nic Strong-Cvetich.
Hi Neil, thanks for. I didn't know what show we were going to be on. This is great. Off the lip. We're off the lip.
Kind of off the lip. I have this little side show called Who's Who in Santa Cruz, and you're kind of a who's who. You know, sometimes. Interesting people.
Yeah.
But I got one question. I always ask one question though. If I can ask it with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And this, you may have to include your kids. We'll see. Well, this is a very poignant question. Can you please tell me your favorite Marianne's ice cream flavor?
Oh yeah, it's got to be the. Well, I like the otter one. I can't remember the names of them. The otter one. What's the otter one? The Otter 841 flavor. Just because the branding's good.
Do you have an ice cream with that? Does Luke have an ice cream with that?
Yeah. Otter 841 is one of them. And then the old what is it? The 2010?
Oh, yeah, 1020.
1020.
Yeah.
1020, that's it. Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's my favorite, definitely.
Okay, enough of that. Let's get down to business. So I saw a video on Facebook yesterday that one of your like annual videos.
Annual videos?
Or biannual.
How did you get on Facebook?
Biannual.
What were you on Marketplace? You're trying to buy a truck? What were you doing there?
If I try to go find that video right now, I could be here for a month.
You could find it. It's on Instagram. It's on LinkedIn. It's on Facebook somewhere.
Okay, and I thought it was very, very interesting because you went in a completely different direction, one that hasn't been talked about before, which is.
Well, the value of surfing. I think we talk about how Santa Cruz is surf city and. It's such a big deal here, and it's such a big part of the economy, but we never really realized how big it is. And so that was what we wanted to set out to do, was kind of show, and I can tell you this, and I love them, but City of Santa Cruz, I was on the Parks and Rec Commission for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And they never thought of surfing as something that needed to be invested in or managed. So if you think a skate park, you're going to pay all this money, build a skate park, you're going to maintain it, it goes on the thing, right? And so I think part of it was just to show how many people in this town participate in surfing, how big of a draw it is for tourism, how many people come here just to surf, and so what part of the economy does that occupy?
Can I backpedal for a second?
Yeah.
Can I give you my 2 cents worth?
Yeah.
I've always said from a long time ago, long way back, if the waves quit coming here, what do we have? So if the waves rolled up and left, say we're done, we're out of here.
Sand City or Pismo or.
What do we got? What do we have?
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah. Well, we got the redwood trees. We got the beaches.
Biking.
Beaches. Okay.
Some fishing.
But people come here to surf.
People come here to surf. People come here to do about 3 different things, right? People come here. It's world-class mountain biking. They come here to surf. There's general walking and stuff that people do, hiking, whatever, and then. And it's got there's skateboarding. People like skateboarding, but it's not as big, right? People don't come.
Right.
It's culturally important. Skateboarding is, but those are the 3 things. Surfing literally left Hawaii and started in Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
Mountain biking started in Santa Cruz, right?
Did mountain biking start here?
It started here in Mount Tam or something. Anyway, this isn't about mountain bike. I don't know anything about it, so I'm talking out of my rear for the younger listeners.
Yeah.
But I think the point is that Santa Cruz is on the map because the geographic orientation, the way that we have such a variety of waves is super unique, right? And so I don't think people take into consideration that natural set of capital that we have here as being part of our infrastructure. And so when we make infrastructure decisions, we don't count it.
Are we just taking it for granted?
Yes, we spend $0 on surfing. I mean, we spend stuff on equipment, but maintaining access, dealing with, water quality is always an issue, but we do okay on that. But we don't think about it in terms of surfing. So, all that work at Cowell's, it's that's
right.
It impacts the economy of people not being able to go in the water.
It's odd in a way because we have more people surfing right now, but yet you have the economy as far as a surf shop. They're all closing down. How many in the last 6 months have gone out of business?
Oh, tons.
A lot.
I mean, downtown is going out of business, and we're starting to see that. And I guess the interesting part is the numbers behind this study. I mean, again, to back it up, the study we started about 2 years ago. We're with Integral Consulting, which is a kind of marine, geomorphology consultant and economics consultant, if you want to get really technical. Worked with Isabella Bonner at Black Surf Santa Cruz as well.
Yeah.
The city of Santa Cruz, like economic development, and we kind of said, okay, what's the entire view of the surfing economy in Santa Cruz? Never asked that question. And we asked the second question: how vulnerable is it to climate change, to things that are changing the ocean? And then third, like, what are the choices that we can make that actually impact that vulnerability? So those are the three main questions, and the findings are like kind of astounding. When we first unveiled the numbers, I was like, oh no.
Okay, what's the first one?
The first one is there's like 783,000 unique surf visits to Santa Cruz from people from the outside. The overall total number of the economy that it contributes annually is about 194 million. So that's significant, right? Again, if you think of it in Parks and Rec speak, that's a big part of the recreation economy here. So that's really a big deal. And then about 100% of the surf breaks are going to be impacted by 1 foot of sea level rise. And how impacted they are depends on the different policy choices. So if we decide to just, protect all the infrastructure, not count surfing as infrastructure, we're going to lose more by creating seawalls and having backwash that goes out, And it's not that all the waves are going to disappear, 100% of them. It's just that surfability is going to go down. And you and I talked why we are not sitting right now on the cliffs after surf.
Yeah.
Is because the surfability limited our window to go.
The beaches are disappearing.
The tide is higher.
Yeah.
So we're not able to go in there. And then how we respond to that is really a question that's in the air. I think we're at a point to decide.
The beaches disappearing.
We've lost a lot of sand.
Yeah.
In lots of different places. So we're seeing those changes. I think like we sometimes bag on the Pleasure Point like seawall for different reasons, but they did spend a lot of time trying to figure out how the waves were impacted through that.
Yeah,
and we don't always do that.
Do you remember the people standing on the soapbox and screaming about how that wall, which was built how many years ago now? 15 years ago now?
I think so. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How it was going to impact the waves and how the waves were going to change. Did they? I don't know. I've been around that long enough, but I don't know if they changed that much.
I think they changed a little bit.
Yeah.
I think
no one's going today.
But you have less sand in front, I think.
Yeah, but no one today is going, God damn it, that damn wall. No. They're just going out there and surfing.
No, and we're going to have trade-offs, right? You wouldn't want to lose all of Pleasure Point to protect the infrastructure there, because Pleasure Point surf is what makes Pleasure Point. Right. So having that technical review is important. I think generally the seawalls decrease surfability is what you find usually. Things that are able to adapt is really important. And then, I think of different places of like, where do we access the coast? How do we get there? So places like whatever it might be, the private stairs, which are now sort of the public stairs.
Yeah.
What's that going to look like? How are we gonna make something that can adapt to the change that's coming? And one of the other interesting questions about the study that was pretty central is sort of who's not participating in that economy. So where are people that historically haven't been involved with surfing coming from? What are the barriers for them to start? And then understanding that actually somebody that's coming from, I don't know, different out Salinas or Oakland or somewhere far that isn't by the ocean, they tend to actually spend more because they're buying a board, they're buying a wetsuit,
T-shirts,
they're getting lessons, they're doing all that. So those beginners are a part of the economy, and having spots where people from different backgrounds can learn is important, because we're also starting to see how often did cowls break this year? Okay, less, because there's less sand. So those types of breaks actually become that surfability is really important.
What's the end game of the study?
I think the end game is to sort of put this on the map to show that this is critical infrastructure that needs to be planned for, to help inform the state of California about, hey, look, you got your state sport, your official state sport is really, really vulnerable. You look at like down in Southern California and San Clemente with the sand that's going on down there, Oceanside, the sand going down there, trestles, like Old Man's lost the whole parking lot.
Yeah. And
so what are the things that we can put into place to actively manage these places as they change? Because if we don't, we're just going to manage to protect the parking lot, not the waves.
Yeah.
And so can we make a network that's at the state level that gives resources, recognize these within planning processes,
Right.
and takes into consideration that, okay, if Santa Cruz is just generating $190 million, how much is Oceanside generating for that economy? How much is La Jolla generating in that community? How much is, Point Arena surf generating up there? Probably less than other things, but
Right.
So it's just to start to think about, our economy is based on this thing we don't really think about or manage. We just think are like, it's out there.
Save the Wave. You and I have known each other for a long time. And we've spoken about you, Save the Wave, fixing other surf breaks around the country, around the world. This one over here, this one in Mexico, this one in Brazil. Are you now maybe, since you're learning about what you've been doing lately, is your focus now coming back to California?
I think our focus has always been in California, and we think of it as that Santa Cruz is a really special, important spot, and this is kind of our laboratory.
Yeah.
So kind of where we try stuff, and where we try stuff when we get it wrong, we try things when we get it right, and we try to bring those lessons out to the larger public. So we're actually trying to bring all of our partners here in about a month to the Dream Inn from 15 different countries to kind of say, and actually feature some of this work. Like, here's the tool, you guys can go use it, we'll help you along the way. And that's the way we see scaling our impact. So we're not going to be in 15 countries doing stuff for, 10 plus years. We're going to be doing stuff here and across the state, and also sharing those lessons and helping them go out.
And that being the end game, what's the long-term goal? If we sit here in 10 years from now and have a cup of coffee like we are this morning, where do you think our surf breaks and our surfing?
Well, we're inevitably going to lose some of them. Some things are just going to go away by sea level rise, and people are still building stuff that wrecks surf breaks, and there's going to be infrastructure that wrecks it. But we also, if we do a good job and we can network our partners with the tools, motivation, and resources, we want to protect the 1,000 waves. There's 300 in California. There's probably 100 in Mexico.
Yeah.
There's another, bunch of them across Indonesia. We're starting to work. There's places off in the Azores in the middle of the Atlantic. There's like 30 waves that can be protected there.
Yeah.
So the more we grow the coalition and these different partners and equip them, the closer we get to that goal. If Save the Waves is going to do it by itself, we're never going to get there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how we're kind of networking out from the stuff that we do here. It's frankly why we think Santa Cruz is so important. It's not us just flying around the world and saving stuff for people, planting Save the Waves flag, wave surfing. It's like us kind of ideally making an impact here and then scaling out.
Do you want people to get involved with this, or is this something that you guys are working on?
I think people,
a lone wolf.
No, people can get involved with it. I think as you see next year, our goal is sort of unroll something statewide. So stay tuned and pay attention, because we'll need everybody's support to say, like, hell yeah, I want this.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I want communities across California to stand up and protect their own surf breaks.
Yeah.
Not the state to go and kind of say, like, here, we're protecting this for you.
Yeah.
But no, like, we are in charge of our spot, and we want to protect it for ourselves.
Do we have enough voices out there, do you think?
Not yet, but
No, okay.
There's some pretty interesting stuff happening around the state already.
Yeah, so pay attention to it.
So we want to get people involved with that. I usually don't come on here and like bang the drum and say, like, hey, everybody pull out your checkbooks and donate. But that's helpful right now. That helps us just keep momentum going for all, or if it's not us, figure out something else you think is going to have an impact. But
give me all your information as far as how
people can find Save the Waves on Instagram at Save the Waves Coalition. Apparently on Facebook it's still there. You could find it. Neil will help you find it. He knows that place. He walks around the library there.
Oh yeah.
We're on LinkedIn. Our website savethewaves.org. You can check it out. The study should be available there. There's a video that explains it all. It's a long, very with the Santa Cruz Museum. But we have more history.
Yeah.
We have more history here. So, but those
they
guys
drink more Guinness, but they drink more Guinness though.
But that's another thing. They do drink more Guinness.
Yeah.
They do. But we drink more discretion.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sure.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right?
Not bad.
Not bad. And I would say that's another thing that's a part of surfing that we can invest in. The infrastructure is maintaining the culture. And I know people like Bob Pearson, Kim Stoner are like, they really spend a lot of their time thinking about how to maintain the culture of surf in Santa Cruz. And so I think us, the community, the city. How do we make a world-class facility?
You got to mention. You got to arm the people coming up. Then when Bob's gone, Kim's gone. You know.
Some of those, some of our staff, our ambassadors, people are thinking about it. Kind of what's the next generation looking like?
Yeah.
And I think that's an interesting discussion too. It's sort of what has surfing meant up to this point? What is it going to mean in the future in Santa Cruz?
Yeah, it's free. Surfing's free.
Surfing is free.
Surfing's free, and if you just dabble a little bit, help out a little bit, it's just
it's if you think about like. Yeah, it's expensive to live here if you surf here all the time, right? It's kind of a challenge for everybody. But if you live in Tahoe and you built your whole life around skiing, it's way more expensive, right? It's expensive housing up there, expensive transportation, the gear is expensive.
It's expensive.
It's only the season's only half the year.
Yeah.
And you gotta, it costs $280. Is that the right number? $280 for a lift ticket.
Is it what it is nowadays?
Yeah.
It's just not affordable.
It's ridiculous. If you go with your family, if I take my family of four,
it's a $5,000 weekend.
Well, how much discretion could you get into for that? You could have a party for all your buddies or something over there.
Yeah.
So I think it's just not taking it for granted what we have for free, because we also could lose it.
Yeah. We're gonna do a follow-up. But I just had.
We'll do the walk and talk. Right?
We're gonna. I have a thought. I just had a great idea.
Oh yeah.
You had an idea.
Roller skates thing?
Huh? No, I'm not doing the roller skate thing.
I mean, we could do the whole thing.
That thing's retired. That thing's trying to get to the Guinness Book of World Records right now.
I think that's got a shot.
Maybe. Yeah. That was me and Tyler and lunatics to do that. All right. Cool. Mr. Nic Strong-Cvetich.
What was your idea? Now I'm left hanging. What was your idea? What are we going to do? Walk and talk?
Yeah, walk and talk, but we're going to invite Bob Pearson.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Like that idea?
Yeah, get Bob in there.
He's going to say no, but I'm going to go ask him. Oh, someone like that.
Get Bob.
Frosty.
So I will actually give another shout out.
If you have an hour,
I have to give a shout out to a couple people for this whole thing.
Shout.
So first, the team at Save the Waves.
Yeah.
Trent Hodges and Sean Burns, Diego Sancho, Donna Myers helped architect the whole thing. And then the partners at Integral Consulting, Dave Revel, Dave Awning, Sydney Harvey, and then Bella Bonner at Black Surf.
Yeah.
Santa Cruz, she's awesome. And just the whole team behind that was great. And then we had a surf experts advisory board. So they were mapping the different surf, what happens in different places. Frosty was on there, Sean Dollar's on there, Pete Mel was on there. I think I'm forgetting all of the different people. So, Austin, I think, was in there.
Yeah.
Tyler Fox, a whole bunch of other people. So thank you to that group, too, for advising us.
Thanks for your time today.
Yeah, it's great.
Always good to see you, my friend.
Cheers, bud.